Hello again everyone, it's Partyfoot here with another game of Mechabellum. This is a replay I just had where I played some quick supply specialist Sledgehammer. So it's going to be a dirty tempo game. And our opponent going Mustangs is not going to be helpful for him, I think, in these early rounds, really getting through these sledges. I mean, Mustangs are nice units in a lot of circumstances, but don't think they're going to be beating the sledges very well. With 2 extra packs of level 1 sledges, this is going to be, of course, a very strong start for us. Void Eyes actually don't do too badly as a compliment. You know, they're gonna with all these tanks, they're gonna clear out the chaff probably pretty well. So then, really, it's all just DPS, maybe a little bit extra of DPS that would be nice to have. Void Eyes pretty good for that, and also reasonably durable. You know, able to tank a little bit as well. So provide even the Sabertooth's additional staying power. Our opponent gets some marksmen and decides to deploy defensively on one flank, which is interesting. We went for more of a long-range standard approach. A little bit ahead of the tower this time, so not super delayed or anything, but side pack of crawlers comes in. Probably too many of my tanks going over to that side to fight that, but still, engaging into their main force. The tank's doing a pretty good job of obliterating all these crawlers. Some of these Mustangs getting pushed forward, as they do when they're in front of crawlers. The sniper is doing a pretty good job plinking away, taking down our kind of chunky units. Significant number of sledges off on a safari over here, so they do eventually get the tower and we win the round. Pretty strong. We kind of were losing a bit of momentum towards the end of that fight. We still pushed through because there's so many sledges, but a bit of our army got distracted. Let's see what we pick for the unit reinforcements. I think our opponent likes the idea of Stormcrawlers. I also like Stormcrawlers here. Shoot a bunch of missiles at these slow-moving marksmen, hopefully. If these Mustangs clump up, they can be pretty vulnerable to the splash. Also, if he decides to go for something bigger, we've already got a little bit of DPS on the board in the form of those rockets, where the sledgehammers might start struggling. Our opponent considering their move. We, of course, have just gone for more sledgehammers and a bit of chaff. Sledgehammers are, of course, being great if you just get more and more of them. This side was the side, obviously, where where I'm facing them, so more units on this side makes sense, I think. Our opponent goes for a round 2 pack of wasps, so they will win the air game this round. Not having anything that shoots up, we are destined to most likely lose. Let's see if we can take out everything else first. And hopefully deny his main army a lot of XP by taking it out pretty quickly. His leveled Stormcrawlers will be quite nice to take down. Lots of tanks surviving. This is an overwhelming superior flank. And of course, these wasps now going to slowly pick us all apart. Do get another tower, which is nice. More experience. Slowing it all down, though. Let's get a little bit of a speed up going. Pack of wasps take down our tower, so they speed it up a little bit. 2 peel off to get the next one. We take down the tower, and then it's the long wait for the wasps to finally chew through all of these ground. I mean, and they actually will. Wasps do have good DPS. So even against, I was wondering if they would be able to beat us, but also the timing of that debuff also helped a lot. Allowing the majority of those wasps to get full DPS down on the sledgehammers for the duration. So our opponent takes round number 2. Round 3. I think I go Vision Tech. I like that early, haven't got any techs yet. Our opponent makes the same choice. I grab 2 pairs of Mustangs. That's going to deal with these wasps, hopefully, and potentially, if he puts something else down, like more wasps, maybe, you can put a pair on this side. And if we do decide to intercept these missiles, if we leave these Mustangs level 1, that missile interception should be quite a good deal. Considering these are already leveled as well, so that also could come into play in the future if we want. Our opponent is quite like a chaffy army, so sledges are going to be quite good against that, doing, you know, enough damage, I think, to one-shot Mustangs quite nicely. Which means, you know, they should be getting cleared out pretty well, and the splash might even mean that they can get two at once, which I wouldn't be too surprised about if they're all pushed together. Our opponent gets range in the Mustangs, so they're going to have better Mustangs, but, you know, investing into Mustangs against, like, this many Sledgehammers, I think, is the wrong choice, because, you know, we're going to just start pushing over at some point. Mustangs do not have the DPS to fight down this many Sledgehammers, I don't think. I guess we'll find out. Filtering through on this side. Our opponent did put a flank of crawlers down here, but of course our Mustangs dealt really well with that. The tanks admirably march into the fire, in shorter range, hampering them in that fight. We are clearing up on the flank. Here come the Mustangs. Doing their job really nicely, taking down all those wasps. And we close in on the last bastion of his defense on the front side. Retaliatory strike. Not taking down too many things. Good start. Good start to the round. It looks pretty bad for him. We've got a lot of tempo on our side. We haven't clicked any techs yet, and we already have a reduction in tech cost. Laser sights for a bit of extra range. And we go for more sledgehammers and sledgehammer range. Our opponent skips. More sledgehammers, sledgehammer range. A couple more on this side to help out here. And we're going to help out this pack of crawlers too. Mustangs probably not going to be able to take down crawlers that well one-on-one. So a pack of sledges with range. I put the item on them because I thought that way they would be able to engage this without having to move, and then once they turn to get into the fight, they would be hanging back nicely on the flank and hopefully engaging sooner and also keeping a bit safe, so maybe they could become a carry as the game went on. Our opponent has decided that arc lights are the choice. Arc lights also not really, I don't think, going to be that great into, you know, a leveling sledge. Sledge tempo is really hard to deal with, I guess. What he really wants to go for now is probably, like, Scorpion, maybe. But let's see how the arc light do go. Clearing out all the Mustangs in the chaff will help. There's not that much of it, though. Arc lights, I guess, can potentially hit 2 tanks at once. Is that true? He leveled the wasps on this side, which, look at this nice formation coming out of the finishing these crawlers. Tanks in front. Mustangs behind, taking out all of those expensive wasps. They're doing a little bit of deep damage down, taking down a few of these guys, but the sledgehammer arc, oh, with range, they're so dangerous. It's so dangerous. Even if you have 2 scorpions here, I mean, that's going to be chewing through them pretty quick. Maybe Mass Stormcaller could do something. I don't know. Can you do Mass Stormcaller into sledges? I guess once I click Mech Rage, you're going to be missing all your missiles, probably. And here we go, advanced power system. Now you definitely don't want to try to counter this with Stormcaller, I guess. Because we hit the mechanical rage button, and we decide to go for some extra chaff. And now we've got level 2 sledges in the middle too. Which is pretty dangerous. Our opponent decides something dramatic has to happen, which is probably true. So he's opted to go for the mountain and pick up the extended range ammo on that mountain. So 2 mountains, in fact, with it alone. So he's going all in on pushing us back. Without the upkeep, that means this is going to cost him 300 to upkeep those next round. So he's going to be severely hampered by this. But these mountains are pretty powerful. They have a lot of range now. There's global artillery option. And they do have 135,000 HP. We don't really have any single target DPS, apart from, of course, just the wall of sledges. You know, Mech Rage is a pretty strong option for us. Let's see. With a mountain with all the reduced attack it gets, only has 1300, which takes several shots to take down one of these sledgehammers. They do fire in volleys, so they are taking them down reasonably well. You know, you can't say that this is a... But multiple volleys to take down individual sledges, potentially. Yep, looks like that is the case, so that is not good news for the efficiency of this fight back. Crawler is going absolutely hard at the bottom. He's firing... I guess he has a minimum range. Is that true, this one? Maybe not. Interesting. He must have a minimum. Targeting is uncertain to me. But he goes down. 2 giants felled. And this is really the power of sledgehammers, I guess. You get the quick supply specialist. You get 2 packs round 1. Like, especially if you get an opponent who has only Mustangs in round 1, and it's just so hard to stop. They need to go Scorpions quickly. I guess what else is good against sledgehammers? Maybe like Raiden or like Overlords, rather than these mountains. Maybe, I don't know. I find it hard to beat this too. I've even gone like Scorpions pretty early and still lost to it. And felt kind of like, oh, I can't beat it. But, of course, probably I underinvested in those Scorpion, to be honest. No, I haven't been in that situation for a little while. We do pick up some Phoenix just to kind of give us a bit of a surety in the air. Our opponent is now hampered by the upkeep. And has to only grab Phantom Rays with Stealth, which... I mean, actually, you know, they're flying. They dodge the tanks. Level 2 Rays do have decent DPS. If they're left alone at the end, they could clean up a lot of tanks or even turn it around back as a win. So these Rays do have access to armor, and our current anti-air is Mustang. So lots of crawlers coming in as well. Mountain's getting uptime. Super cool units. But we do grab the tower with the shells flying out the back. You know, it's sad that it's all for war, but in the gaming sense, artillery is so awesome. I should play some World of Warships because that game also has, you know, the real world sort of super artillery that we ever built as humankind before that sort of thing came out of fashion. Anyway, another quick win for us. Just a tempo game, I guess. You know, our life for a better game than 6 rounds, but you know, also just demonstrating once again that strong Sledgehammer opener with the multi-packs and getting, you know, your range and mech rage and just rolling over. I think Scorpion is the key, or Raiden maybe. I don't know. What's your opinion? Put a comment. You could be the first to comment. This is Partyfoot signing out.